Alright guys, welcome back. So moving on forward with the S10, though it be slow progress, we're still making progress. So the other day I was doing some math and my quick calculation, I knew this was coming, but I finally sat down and actually figured it out that the fuel pump that I'm running currently, which is the Holley 12-200, or sorry, no, it's a 12-1200, was not going to be enough fuel pump for E85 and EFI. That pump, they actually don't even recommend that you run it with E85 at all. So I tore it apart and found out that inside of that is just two really small, like 190 liter per hour Walbro pumps, and would be really easy to switch those out to a higher flowing pump. But the biggest pump that they make in that body style that I could find was like a 300 or a 340, I think it was. And they were roughly $100 each. And if you guys know, the Walbro 450 in-tank pump is about the same price. So I figured, why not just do two 450 intake pumps and just eliminate that pump completely? So that's kind of the route that I'm going right now. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the same fuel cell that I have, but I basically turned this fuel cell filler cap into this fuel pump module. And I've got a time lapse here and I'll show you kind of how I did that. Basically, there's companies out there that sell these things pre-made. I think one of them's like RCI, and you know, they're around like $100 for this module, and then you put the fuel pump on it of your choice. But I made this with like maybe $30 worth of parts from Amazon and a little bit of this aluminum paneling that Nani left at my house. So all in all, I'm into this thing about, like I said, $35, and plus the fuel pumps, obviously. I'm going to show a quick little time lapse of how I put this thing together, and then we'll come back here and kind of update you guys on the rest of the build and what's going on. Alright, so as you saw there was only one fuel pump that I had at that time. I will be adding another fuel pump to it. But But after all that, George ended up coming over and helping me start working on the cold side plumbing using this turbo piping kit that Max Speeding Rod was so gracious to send me. And we were filming, we were doing everything, and I went back, checked the footage, and the audio's terrible. Couldn't hear anything I was saying. George was really loud, plus there was a whole bunch of muffling. We were using his cell phone because this camera battery had died, and it didn't turn out great. But there was one funny moment when I was taking the two pieces that I cut, and they didn't quite line up the way I wanted them to. Moment of truth. What went wrong?
You measured 1.5 inches?
Yeah. Yeah. I cut the same off of both one. Guess my eyeball's just not that.
Need to go calibrate it again?
Not that great. Huh.
Well, would you look at that? You measured twice, cut twice, and now you got a well done.
Oh, you know what it is? No, it's okay. It's because, one, this is angled. I need to get that straighter. And this is too far away from the coupler.
Oh. Oh, and you were saying you were going to need a welding extension on there
I need
anyway.
an extension there. So technically...
That was on purpose.
Technically, it's right this way. I just need to extend it this way. So, yeah, crisis averted. It all worked out good. Got that piece welded up. Now it's in the truck. I got it all painted up. So this is kind of how we're looking now. We're kind of going with the black theme. We got the intercooler all blacked out, radiator blacked out, piping all blacked out, and yeah, you can see the eyesore right there, this blue coupler. Unfortunately, blue is the only color coupler that those kits come with, and it's gonna have to go. I'm sorry, Max Speeding Rod, but the blue coupler has got to go. So I'm going to be getting a black 90 coupler for there, and then all that's left is going from the turbos to the intercooler. But this piping here is 2.5 inch, which that kit is only a 3-inch kit. So really all I used out of that entire kit was 290s. So we've got all this left over for spare for future builds. But shout out to the people at Max Speeding Rods for sending me this stuff. I really appreciate it. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. Like I said, I still got to do the turbos to the intercooler in 2.5 inch piping. I'm all out of that material. I need to source some. Other than that, this thing is ready to fire. Actually, I could fire it up the way it is right now. And maybe later on tonight, Nani's supposed to come over and hang out. We might end up starting this thing. You never know. If we get to drinking beer, we might just get crazy and start this thing. It's currently still on that Holley fuel pump that I was talking about. I haven't fully plumbed or wired the 450 pump in yet. So it's good enough to start it and run it. I'll probably start it on that pump and get the thing kind of running just to make sure there's no major issues. And then I still got to buy one more pump and some fittings in line. So there's still a list of parts that I got to purchase for this truck, but we're getting very close. And like I said, maybe we'll fire it up tonight. Maybe.
Freak Jackson, man.
Huh? What's a 6 liters cubic inches?
364.
Oh. I did 3,640. That's a big ass one. So I can get that out of the multimeter. I honestly don't really know what I'm doing.
You never set that up?
No, it's carbureted.
Fucking Jackson, dude.
Just move it out the way.
I did, and it's not sitting on it.
Roxy, relax.
Alright, should have a tune in it now.
You want to wait till it charges a little bit, or you want to try it?
I think we'll be alright. Let's try it. It's at 16 volts.
Alright, let me get my phone. I gotta record this too. Just so I can send it to George, get him, man. Wait!
Huh?
I gotta fire mine up first. A prime sounded way stronger though.
Huh?
A prime sounded way,
Yeah, it has volts.
way stronger than last time.
Let's see how much pressure it's making now. 64.
Probably a little bit over, but
That's weird. When I switch from one pump to the other.
what the f?
You ready yet?
Yeah, hold on.
Huh?
Sound like a 5.9 and shit.
Pumps making all sorts of weird noise. gone too long without watering it.
Maybe turn off that pump.
Yeah, that pump is not liking life. Might be switching over to the 450 before
Yeah.
it's too long.
Yeah, well, I'll turn on that fan.
Yeah, I had like 56 pounds of oil pressure.
Oh, that's good. What about fuel pressure? Did it drop any when it fired?
A little bit, but
Stay at 64.
I think it was fluctuating because that pump's doing something weird.
I think it's pulling more than that pump can provide.
The pump's supposed to be EFI pump.
Oh,
It's supposed to be able to produce 80 psi.
I don't know why it did that. I don't. It sounded like a company was trying to turn on and shit. Yeah. Start.
Smoked like a choo-choo train. But it runs, man. It runs.
Not compression and shit. So.
Smoke a little, but that's all the assembly oil and a little bit of richness.
Yeah.
Back in business, boys.